The city had fallen silent. Ashes floated through the air like snow, settling on the broken streets where chaos had raged only hours before. The night was heavy, not just with smoke, but with grief. Sirens echoed in the distance, faint and tired, as if even they had run out of strength. Eddie Brock stood in the middle of it all, his breathing shallow, his body trembling from exhaustion. His clothes were torn, his hands covered in soot and blood, his own and others. He had fought harder than he ever thought possible. But the real battle wasn't outside anymore. It was inside him. Eddie, a voice spoke softly from within, deep, familiar, almost gentle. Venom. For years, the alien symbiote had been his curse, his weapon, and his closest friend. Together they had saved lives, destroyed monsters, and faced impossible odds. They were a team, two souls in one body. But tonight, something was different. Venom's voice trembled. Eddie, we can't stay together anymore. Eddie froze. His eyes widened. What are you talking about? We made it, Venom. We won. Venom was silent for a moment. When he spoke again, his tone carried sadness, something Eddie had never heard from him before. If I stay, you'll die. Your body is breaking down. I can feel it. The damage from the explosion, it's too much. Eddie shook his head furiously. No, that's not true. You can heal me, like you always do. I tried, Venom said quietly. But my power is fading. I used everything, to protect you. Eddie felt a lump in his throat. For the first time, he realized how weak the voice sounded. Venom, the creature that once roared like thunder, now spoke like a dying flame. There has to be another way, Eddie whispered. Venom didn't answer right away. The silence between them stretched, filled only by the distant sound of rain beginning to fall. Then came the voice again, soft but resolute. There is no other way. You saved me from a life of hunger and hate. You gave me purpose. Now it's my turn to save you. Eddie's knees gave way, and he dropped to the ground. The cold rain mixed with his tears. Don't do this, please, Venom. I can't lose you. For a long time, there was no reply. Then, slowly, he felt it, the black tendrils of the symbiote beginning to retreat, slipping away from his skin, pulling back from his body. Venom, stop, he cried, grabbing at the dark liquid as if he could hold it in his hands. But it slid through his fingers like smoke. Venom's voice came again, fainter now. Eddie, thank you for teaching me what it means to care. Venom, Eddie shouted, his voice breaking. You're not just some alien parasite. You're my friend. A soft, almost human chuckle echoed inside his head. I know. And then, silence. The last of the symbiote peeled away, rising into the air like black mist. For a brief second, it took shape, a shadowy figure looking down at Eddie with glowing white eyes. Then it dissolved into nothing, vanishing into the storm. Eddie fell forward, gasping. His body felt light, empty. He could feel the loss deep in his soul, like someone had torn away a part of him. Hours passed. The rain stopped. The city began to stir again. But Eddie remained there, sitting among the ruins, staring at the spot where Venom had disappeared. He finally whispered, "Goodbye, Venom." The words hung in the air, fragile and final. Days turned into weeks. Eddie tried to return to his normal life, but nothing felt the same. Every time he looked in the mirror, he expected to see Venom's reflection staring back, that sharp, toothy grin, that booming laugh. But there was only him now. He walked the city streets at night, sometimes hearing echoes, the wind, the hum of the streetlights, that almost sounded like Venom's voice. And every time, he stopped, smiled faintly, and whispered, "I know you're still here." One evening, Eddie visited the pier where he and Venom had once fought side by side. The sea stretched endlessly before him, dark and calm. He sat at the edge, watching the waves crash against the rocks. He closed his eyes and said softly, "You are the best part of me." A gentle breeze blew across his face, and for just a moment, Eddie swore he heard it again. A whisper, deep and familiar. "Still watching, Eddie." Eddie smiled through his tears. "I know." He stood, looking out over the ocean, the city lights reflecting off the water. Somewhere, out there, he liked to believe Venom was still alive, maybe floating in the endless dark, waiting for the day they'd reunite. Because some bonds, no matter how strange, no matter how impossible, never truly break.